G'day everyone, a bit of a different video today as my car decided to blow up. So I'm gonna be pulling it out, going through sort of like we'll pull it out, diagnose, make sure I can rebuild it, and then rebuild or long motor. We'll see what we're gonna go with. I'm just going to go through and label a few things now because I'm going to get the injectors tested to make sure that the people that put them in last time actually coated them and it's not a fault of theirs. I don't think it is, but just covering all the bases while, you know, before I touch too much. So I'm just going to label a few plugs and shit just so before I pull it all off. And yeah, it should be good. So like mainly these sort of things where it's going to be a bit hard to remember where they go back on in, like, you know, a couple of weeks time when I actually get the parts to rebuild it. So yeah, enjoy the time lapse. So just pulled off the power steering, which is, oh fuck, where'd they go? You got this line here, and then you've got this one that I've tucked up under here. Right, I'm going to leave that hooked up to the engine because it'll come out with all that, hopefully with minor clearance issues. This is goes the heater core, this one, and then the return is back there, or it could be vice versa, I'm not sure. This is on here. I haven't pulled it off yet, but I've pulled all the coolant stuff off. Coolant's been drained. I just got to take this shroud off, and then the fan comes off either with it or, you know, after the shroud comes off. I've already got the fan loose, but it won't come out. Then radiator out, and then that's all I'm going to take out. So that should give me enough clearance to get the motor up and out. So I believe I've just pulled off the last of everything that needed to come off. Dump pipes off. I've taken the accessory brackets off for the aircon and the accessory and the alternator. All the harness is disconnected. It's a bit hard to see down there. Torch. It is all disconnected. I've got most things labelled. Everything that, you know, might be hard to recognise where they go. All the bell housing bolts are off. Just got them laid out in the pattern there. So yeah, I'm gonna start trying to pull it. Well, would you look at that? She's out. So got it on the stand here. I just got to put it down on the ground for now. I'll go into town. I've got to get some bolts to fit back here that will fit my engine stand that I got. But yeah, for now I'll just sit it on the tyre and which should be right. As you would have seen in the thing, probably would have been a good idea to degas the aircon system. It nicked it here, but it's not leaking, so that's all that matters. At least nicked the top. I had to let the tires all the way down on both sides just to get enough clearance, and even then still didn't clear the bull bar. And this is as high as this jack goes. Probably should have done it with like a tractor or something, or I don't know, something else, but you know, what do you call them? Proof of fucking ownership, I guess. But yeah, all good. Alright, so got to pull the clutch off and the flywheel so I can actually put it on my engine stand, which less than ideal. That means I got to put it all back on, but we'll get there when we get there. It can't be that hard. But yeah, again. So, unfortunately for me, no one in town has the right size bolts that go into here to fit to that. So I had to get extra long ones and get pipe and cut it to length and put this shit on here. But, see, the big problem with this is now I won't be able to rotate it on the engine stand properly. It's going to go to a limit and sort of stop. I will still be able to work on it. It's just going to be a little bit more painful than what it could be, but yeah, it is what it is. Rightio, engine's on the stand. Time to start pulling it down. First, we'll pull off the valve cover. We'll undo the head. I've been told that the head bolts are underneath the cams, so the cams will need to be removed as well. Obviously, first the fuel lines have to come off. I've got caps to go on the injectors just to obviously try to stop any debris getting in there. Debris. Fucking see how we go, I guess. So it definitely looks like I'm gonna have to pull the cams out, I should say, to get to the head bolts under them. The top one's up here, but then there's bottom ones down in the hole there on each side. So it is what it is. When I turn the crank, I can hear one of these is definitely leaking something. I can't tell if it's 3 or 4, but we'll see. piston number 1 looks okay. It's a bit of a fucking, I don't know, surface thing there. I don't know if it's going to show up on this camera. Yeah, a bit of a surface crack there, it looks like. Here's number 2. Same sort of thing. Looks like there's a crack there. That's number 2, by the way. The rest of it looks pretty good. Oh shit, hold on. There's number 3. It's also got the same looking little crack up here, but obviously it's got that main one that goes right across there. And number 4. This one looks good. This one was filled with oil. It could have been the way I pulled it apart, maybe. But same sort of thing. It's got a little tiny crack looking there. But it was definitely number 3 that went. Oh, and that's the bore. This looks like a mark, but I can't feel anything. There is like a bit of a, I don't know. There's a bit of a, I can feel something actually, but it's not deep or anything. Approximately 2 months. I've got all my parts ordered, new pistons that are machined, and then all the rest of, well, new water pump, new injector lines, seals, everything I need, and a new fan shroud because the other one's busted. I flipped the motor over here. I'm just starting to clean up some of the all the old silicone off of the sump here. Oh, I'll get that out. And I will then, well, I'll just clean up for today maybe, and then I'll start putting stuff in tomorrow. The new pistons are in. The bores have been honed. They had a really light hone because they were pretty good. I do not know why they sent me one is a B1 and the rest are B2s. All my originals are B2s. Fits fine. I don't know, probably alright. As you can see, these are factory pistons, but they have had the edge machined on them. So if you look at this one here, so it's got a real like a sharp edge. That makes it easy for the crack to start with heat. Where with these ones, hopefully, the idea is that it's harder to start the crack on a large edge rather than a pointy one. So hopefully that eliminates any future problems. And yeah, sorry I forgot to record all that, but yeah, it wasn't much. I've put in new bearings. I went with race. Oh shit! Where did I put that? With ACL race bearings, and the pistons I got also come with NPR rings. NPR rings are what the standard ones are from factory. Well, that's what my standard ones are. If I get on the original here somewhere. Very hard to see. If this will focus, there, NPR rings on factory pistons. So I went with just NPRs again. All standard size. Checked the ring end gap, and it was fine. I'm just going off my Haynes repair manual. Pretty good. That's probably about as much as I'm going to be able to get done at the moment. I've got to order a new head gasket. I tested the size. I need head gasket size B. So it's the 0.85 to 0.95 millimeter one, because my clearance was 0.065 from the piston protrusion on this. So pretty good, I guess. A few little things I got to do. I'm gonna put a new rear main in while I'm new front main in while I'm here. Front main seal, I should say. And yeah, these 35 Newton meters, and then tighten another 90 degrees. So yeah. I just used your standard sort of honing tool you get from Super Shit or wherever, and a ring compressor from Super Shit as well. Worked surprisingly well. First time using one of them. Definitely recommend. I usually do quad bikes and they're a fair bit easier. I also tested the oil clearance in the big ends there with my new standard size bearings because I was just interested to see what they would do, and they were in spec. So here, connecting rod. So 3 litre diesel, you can see standard was 0.03 to 0.048 for standard, with a maximum of 0.1. Mine, with the new bearings in it, had an oil clearance of, what was it? Just in inches. Yeah, had an oil clearance of 0.0464, which is still in spec, is as larger than what standard is, but still in spec, so we should be all good. starting to look like a motor again. Get the valve cover back on, injectors in, all new seals, all crush washers are brand new. The injectors are my original ones. I just had them tested just to make sure they're still happy. I've got a new turbo to put on. It's just it's a genuine one. I'm not, you know, chasing horsepower, especially after it already cracked. Yeah, so it's just a genuine turbo, nothing flash. I've painted the manifold, which you'll see, and the covers. And yeah, I need to put a new battery in the GoPro, so I'll be back. Oh, bit of I don't know. Some people like it, some people don't. But I put a clear timing cover on. Yeah, so I'll replace the battery in the GoPro, and I will get back to put the hot side on. Alright, so I've run into a problem. I forgot to order the water gasket, waterline gasket for the new turbo. This is the old one here. The old gasket, I should say. It's the new turbo. It doesn't look flashes, so I'm not really keen on putting it on. So I might have to, I'm gonna go see Toyota, see if they've got one in stock. I doubt they will, so it'll be another week before I can put the turbo on, which is unfortunate. In the meantime, I might cloth tape all the harness to make it look flash. Yeah, so probably get to that so I don't have the seal. Yeah, bloody thing. Alright, so gaskets are going to be here Monday. It is currently Wednesday, so 5 days I've got to wait, but I've still got some things I can do. So far I've just had to take the studs out of the old turbo and put them in the new ones. And the turbo I got is not actually a genuine one from Toyota. So if you went to buy this exact Toyota fucking turbo off of Toyota, you'd be paying, it's close to $3 grand. Where I got this one, right, from ADS and Mariba for $18.50, and it happens to say Toyota on it. So it's a genuine turbo for $1,800 as opposed to $2,800 or $3 grand. Okay, so as usual, I forgot to film the part where I put the flying wheel and clutch back on. I just went to town, I borrowed a alignment tool for the clutch, and my gasket showed up for the coolant, well you can't see it, the coolant thing joins on behind here, and I got a new steel gasket for this inlet pipe here. Goes on the front of the turbo as well while I was at it. So that's all on. Turbo's on. It's ready to go back together. I don't remember. I think I might have to pull this heat shield off to put it back on, but you know, is what it is. But we'll see when I get it in there. I've taken the car out. I'm going to use the tractor to put it back in because it didn't, I don't know, you'll see when I took it out, it didn't quite actually clear, and I even dropped the tyre pressures to get actually lift it out. This doesn't lift it high enough. So I'm going to get the tractor. My mate and my dad and probably my brother will come give me a hand, put it in, and then yeah, I'll start putting all the wires back on and the intake piping and all the rest. We'll see how we're doing. Alright, so as you can see, the motor is in. Bloody brilliant. This plug that I'd bought, I think I mentioned it earlier, it's supposed to be for a Toyota. It's a 6-pin common rail plug. All the little notches are in the right spot, but it doesn't fit. So I'm trying to get a genuine one from Toyota, but I'm not having much luck. So yeah, that's a fuck. But I can put the rest of it back together, I think, without having too much issues to get to this plug and put it in later. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to focus putting everything back on. All the wiring harness, all the bolts, everything. There's the earth strap that goes on the back of the head that I need to put on. Starter motor's got to go in. Obviously radiator, fuel, all the fuel systems got to go back in, intercooler, the works. So I'll be working on that. I'll record what I can anyway. Just put the new plug on. This is the part number for that plug if you require to get one as well, which I imagine you will, because they get brittle from being hot and obviously placed where they are. So yeah, I'm going to plug it in and put the battery in and start it. Alright, so I've pulled the EF5 fuse out of this. I'm going to crank it for a couple seconds to get the oil pressure up, maybe 2 or 3 times. Then I'm going to put the EF5 fuse back in and then crank it until it fires. Fingers crossed. Go away. I should have come down when I told him.
He is coming down. He's on his way. He's hovering on down.
Should be enough to get oil pressure up.
I'm going these all morning. They rang me on the way to here. I'll pump that for you. Hard as.
It starts.
A long way to come, ain't it?
So I realised I didn't film an outro video to this the other day. I'm now back home. I've put 1,000 Ks on it so far, and done its first oil change after the service, after the run-in. Now back on semi-synthetic, which is what I prefer to use. But yeah, so far so good. Things I would have done different: I would have got the head machined. It was in spec when I checked it, from what the Haynes repair manual told me. But I would feel a bit better if I did machine it now, looking back. But so far so good. We'll see how it goes. There's no oil leaks, nothing. Oil looked, well, still clean when it come out. Yeah, runs well, goes well. No engine lights, nothing. So thanks for watching my video. Like and subscribe, and see you next time.